So I have muted all the background noise, but you guys are feel free to unmute yourselves if you have any questions or use the little chat box. And yesterday, so this whole series, as I explained yesterday, is really about Pilates mat work and how fascia ties into it. So guys, just a reminder that fascia is connective tissue. It's exactly the same thing, and it runs throughout our bodies. But the way that we tie it into movement is that we have these different lines, it's like force transmission or workloads that travel through our body that help us move in different patterns. So what we looked at yesterday was called the deep midline or the deep front line of fascia, which is essentially our core, right? So it's the inner thighs, pelvic floor, diaphragm, and then up into the deep neck flexor muscles at the back of the throat here. And so now what we're going to focus on today is looking at our superficial front line. So guys, the superficial front line that we're going to look at actually goes from the tops of the feet, and then it comes up, got a few more people joining, it comes up the front of the shin here. This is a muscle called the tibialis anterior. So what it does is it does this movement of the ankle. Okay, so basically flexes the ankle. And then it comes up over the knees. We've got a whole bunch of connective tissue here at the kneecap. And it comes up the quadriceps, so our thigh muscles. So it includes the quadriceps. And then it cuts in and it comes up the superficial abdominal muscles here. So that's our six-pack muscle called the rectus abdominis, cuts up there. And then it comes up over the sternum, over the breastbone here, and then it splits and it comes up either side on these sort of thick ropey neck muscles here called the sternocleidomastoid. And those neck muscles basically do this. So any kind of bending action with the body is going to use the superficial front line. So guys, think about any ab work that we do, you're using the superficial front line, okay? And then also it includes the quadriceps. So we're not going to only be doing abs today. We're doing a Pilates class, which is about creating balance, right? Okay, but I'm going to bring your awareness to that superficial front line whenever it's being shortened, whenever it's being lengthened and released. Okay, I'm going to tie it into the work that way. You guys ready to move? Fantastic. So we're actually going to start in a seated position. And I want you to come and just sit towards the front of your mat. I just want to have a quick look to make sure that my mat is centered there. If that looks okay. All right, so come and have a seat towards the front of your mat. And just have your knees bent. You can separate your knees and feet a little bit. And then just rest your elbow and hands. So you've created a ledge, a tabletop for yourself. And then just rest your head onto your arms. Make any adjustments you need so you feel completely at ease. And you're more than welcome to close your eyes if you choose. And we're just going to take a few moments to breathe here. So you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And just taking these first few moments of our class to just really let your body soften and relax. And to take a moment to observe the shape that your body is making. Notice the joints that are opening, the joints that are closing. Notice the space that you are creating for yourself. And just for a moment, feel the curve of your spine. So seated like this, you probably feel that your spine is like a C shape. And as soon as we do that, notice how the neck muscles at the front of your neck are shortening slightly. And notice how your chest is rounding. So you're going to feel a little bit of shortening around the front of your chest on the sternum. And notice how your lower spine and your mid-spine are also rounded. So there's a shortening onto the abdominals at the front. And just bringing your awareness, without tightening, an awareness to how the front line of your body, the superficial front line, is shortening. And the superficial back line of your body is actually lengthening. It's having to allow that release in order to round the spine forward. Now we're just going to take one more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then blink your eyes open if they were closed. Unravel your body. Come and sit all the way upright. And just place your hands around the front of your knees. Make sure that you're holding on there. Using your arms to help you lengthen up through your spine. And then on your next breath, start curling your tailbone under as we roll back. And as you roll back, see if you can make your elbows straighten. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, it doesn't matter. And then just hang there for a moment, finding a connection into the abdominals at the front. And then on your breath, bend your elbows, pull yourself forward, and lift up nice and tall. And again, using your breath out, rounding your spine. And as the abdominals are tightening to hold you here, notice how you can actually get a stretch along your back, particularly between the shoulder blades. It's quite lovely. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows, pull yourself forward, and lift up nice and tall. One more time. Breathing out as you curl back. Abdominal muscles connecting. Stay here. Take a little breath in. And then exhale, bend. Pull yourself all the way forward. And lift up straight. Bring your hands away. Now no longer using your arms. Take a breath in. Exhale. Curl your tail under. And now all the workload has to go to the abdominals because we've released the arms. Stay for a moment, breathing in, and then exhale forward. Roll up and sit up nice and straight. And again, draw your tail under. And this is working those abdominals eccentrically because we're having to control against gravity. Take a breath in. Exhale. Now as you come forward, all those abdominals are working concentrically, but it's also the front line of the body. And last one. Exhale. Curl back. Abdominals. Now stay here. You can hold on to your legs if you need to help yourself. You're going to simply flex the left foot, keeping the left heels down, so you're dorsiflexing, and then place your left foot down again. Now do the same thing with the right foot. Dorsiflex, and lower the foot down. Now I want you to keep going at your own pace. Notice how when you flex the foot, that it activates the front line of the body. Yeah, you notice how that switches on the shin muscle, which is part of the superficial front line. Feel the workload. One more time. And release. Place your hands behind your thighs. Lower yourself all the way to the ground. And then just settle your arms beside you and just walk your feet a little closer in towards your bum cheeks. So double check that you've got your knees and feet slightly separated. Play around with your pelvis and your spine so it feels good. And then you can have palms down or palms up. You decide. Pelvic curl. Using your breath as you start off with a little bit of a tilt of the hips. rolling up towards your shoulder bridge position. Stay here for a moment, double check that you've got the bum cheeks working, and then roll down through your spine, imprint, and then let your pelvis settle at the bottom. Adjust anything that you need. And again, tilting hips. So let's start to bring our awareness to the front of the body here. So stay here for a moment, and if you feel that there's a release down the front of the quadriceps, if you're tight there, you might be feeling quite a strong stretch. This has to let go to accommodate this lifting of the pelvis. And then roll down through the spine. And release. We're going to go again. Tilting hips. And now as you come up into your bridge, because you're tucking the pelvis, because the ribs are closed, there's a connection to the front line here. The abs are working in this bridge position. Roll down through the spine. And release. We're going to go for 2 more repetitions. Tilting hips, rolling up. And now in this position, the thighs are lengthening, the abdominals are connecting. See if you can keep the front of your neck relaxed. They don't have to work right now. So there is sort of release of tension, increase of tension, release of tension, and right now you can probably feel that your shin muscles are having to just stabilize you. And roll down through the spine. So it's just kind of highlighting that when you think about the front line of the body, it doesn't mean the whole thing has to work at once. Different sections can work at different times. Last pelvic curl, roll up. Relax your neck, connect abs, stretching the front of the thighs. Now stay here. I want you to keep your left heel on the ground and see if you can lift the toes. And now we switch and alternate. Keep it going. So do you notice when you flex the ankle that you're working that front shin muscle, it's shortening, that's the tibialis. And then because this is lengthened at the front on the thighs, can you feel immediately that the back of your legs is having to engage to help you balance out that leg movement? So again, the front and the back of the body are constantly finding balance with each other. 2 more, 1 more. Place both feet flat, take a breath in, and then exhale, and you get to ripple down through the spine, feeling the imprint into the lower back, and release. Just walk your feet nice and wide. So you're going to come to the outer edges of the mat. Bring both hands straight up to the sky. Turn the palms to face each other. And now open your arms wide. Breathing in. Hobble them. Don't get them rest. And exhale. Bring the arms all the way up. And maybe you can connect the fingertips to each partner. And again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. And on this last one, open your arms wide. Stay here and then press the arms to the ground. Roll both your knees over to one side. It doesn't matter which side. And then switch and roll over to the other side. So see if you can keep your chest open, arms down, and notice when you roll your legs that there's going to be a rotation coming from the lumbar spine, coming up towards the ribs, and do you have equal range on both sides? Now roll your legs to the right and stay here. I want you to squeeze your left bum cheek, pushing the pelvis forward, and just notice how it increases the stretch down the front of the left thigh. Notice where it feels tight for you. I can feel a stretch down at my knee, sort of on the inside edge. So that's one of the quadriceps muscles. So it's obviously a little bit tight on it today. Relax your bum. And then roll your knees through the center and go over to the other side. Roll your knees to the left. So don't force it, especially if your lower back doesn't like it. And then squeeze your right bum cheek. And notice how the stretch goes down the front of the thigh. How does it feel on that side? So again, this is opening and releasing the quadriceps, part of our superficial front line. And then start to release your bum cheek. And now bringing your legs all the way back to the center. Start to walk the feet next to each other now. So the feet are touching, the knees are touching, and bring both hands straight up towards the sky. Interlock your fingers. Hands go underneath your head. Just relax your head down, maybe give your spine a little bit of a wiggle. Now, float your elbows up. We're going to nod the chin. And on your breath, lift your head, lift your rib cage, and keep your pelvis stable where your lower back feels good. And then release. Down you go. And let your head settle. Nod your chin. Now, as you lift your head, that's those superficial neck muscles. Then as you lift your ribs, it's the superficial abdominals. So now we're working into the front line. And then releasing and let your head settle. Let's do 3 more. Nod your chin. Breathe out. Slide your ribs forward. Hold it. Flatten the abdominals. We want the deep core connection as well. And releasing down. Taking your head back. 2 more times. Nod your chin. Remember from yesterday, we spoke about those deep neck flexors. We spoke about the diaphragm, the pelvic floor. We can't ignore those. Even though we are focusing today on the superficial front line, guys, they all work together. One more time. Exhale, curling head and shoulders forward. Notice how the back of your body is letting go. The back line allows this movement. And then release, relax. Take a moment just to press the elbows back. And now I want you to just take your hands out and hug your right knee in towards you. Hook your hands behind the leg, and then just flex your foot. Exhale as you press that heel up. You guys know this hamstring release, and let it go. We're going to do 3 more. As the hamstrings release, it means we can switch on the front here. And let go. Take 2 more. One more time. Stretch up. And release. Placing that right foot down. Left leg comes up. Hands behind the leg. Flex the foot. And exhale and stretch. And release. 3 more. Release. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Place both foot down, knees together, feet together, hands come up, palms face each other. Now this time let's scissor the arms. Just creating a little bit of mobility, warming up the shoulder joints, energy through the fingertips. 2 more. 1 more. Bring both hands up. Interlace fingers, hands underneath your head. We're going to add on to our abdominal connection here. So elbows are floating. Nod your chin. Exhale. Neck flexors, upper abdominals, forward you come and you hold it. Lift up the right leg to tabletop. Flex that right foot and on your breath, stretch the leg. The whole front line is working and bend the knee. And again, exhale, stretch. Bend the knee, stay lifted. One more time, stretch. And release. Placing that foot all the way down. Lower head and shoulders. Don't drop the elbows. Just take a 1 second breather. Ready for the other side. Nod your chin. Breathe out. Abdominals connected. Lift the left leg up. Flex the foot. Breathe out as you stretch. And release. And again, stretch. Notice how it moves the abdominals here. And again. One more time. And release. Placing the foot down and lower head and shoulders all the way back. Just relax the elbows for a second. And now let your hands come out. Cross your right thigh over the left thigh. Bring your knees up into your chest. And just hold it there for a moment. If you've got enough of a stretch, you stay. Otherwise, slide your hands down towards the ankles. And then bring yourself into that piriformis release. If you want to do a little bit of a rocking from side to side, that sometimes feels quite nice too. And then let go, unwind, hug your knees in. And now, crossing the left thigh over. You can stay here or slide your hands down a little bit lower just to challenge and increase the stretch for you. Left piriformis getting a little release now. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Bring both knees in towards you. And then once again, placing your feet down towards the ground. Knees together, feet together. Bring your hands up towards the sky. And now, scissor your arms so the right arm goes overhead. And then do one more scissor, so now your left arm is overhead. And then circle your arms all the way around to the other side. Now let's scissor them again. Scissor for 2, scissor for 1, and then circle all the way around. Windmill arms. Scissor for 2, scissor for 1, circle all the way around. So we're just doing a little combination here, a little bit of choreography. And scissor. Again, scissor. Do a nice big circle all the way around. Just bring your hands straight up. Interlace your fingers. Hands go underneath your head. Elbows are floating. And we're going into our third set of abdominals here. So we nod the chin. Slide the legs forward. Start switching on the front line. Bring the right leg up to tabletop. Flex your foot. And then extend your leg as straight as you can manage. You've switched on the entire front line. Now, lower your leg away from you. And can you feel how it loads the front line? And then as you lift that leg up again, it shortens the front line. So you can really feel the connections here. And again. lower. So you're loading the front line, it's creating tension, and then you're shortening it to come up. 2 more. And lift. 1 more. And lift. Bend the knee. Place your foot down. And lower head and shoulders down. Just a 1 second break. Don't get too comfortable. Nod your chin. Up you come. Chest lift. Bringing the left knee up. Flexing the foot. Stretch the leg. Finding your connections. And now lower the leg. Tension in the front line. Exhale. Good. And again, lower. And you don't have to take the leg all the way down. You don't have to straighten the top leg either. See what works for you. Just notice the connections. 1 more. Bend the knee. Release the foot. Placing the leg down. And then relaxing all the way down. Nicely done. Stretch your arms out. Stretch your legs out so you can give yourself a good morning stretch. And then roll over onto your left side. Make a little pillow with your arm, or you can use a towel if you need. Straightening out both of those legs. Fingertips are going to be light on the ground. Chin up, shoulders down. Double check that you are stacking your pelvis. Get a connection into the bottom obliques. And now you're going to keep the legs glued together and pick up both legs. And release. Lift. So we're going to do 3 more. So this is working a different line that we haven't looked at yet. This is working the lateral lines of the body. You can feel it in the obliques, it's on the side. But if you start thinking about what the front line is doing here, it's creating balance between the front and the back in order to hold this lengthened position. We're going to do 1 more time. Lifting up and hold it here. See if you can lift the top leg up and down. And again, lift. So again, all we're asking our front line to do here is to stay open, to find balance around all the joints with the back of the body, so that we can work in this side position. Notice if your knees are trying to bend, or if your legs are trying to swing forward, or if your back is trying to round, because that's then telling you that maybe the front line is trying to take over. 1 more. And hold. Stay here with the legs squeezed together, and just take a moment to test your balance. Take a little breath in, and exhale. Everything comes down. Nicely done. I want you to bend your knees. You can split your feet, and then just press yourself up. So you're coming onto your forearm. Make sure that you're pressing out of the shoulder, that it feels comfortable for you. And then just taking your right arm, just reaching it back. And then on your breath, round, as if you're going to do thread the needle. But we're not going to stay there. Move out of it again. Let your head and the rest of your body move with that rounding and opening of the ribcage. 1 more time, breathing in and breathing out. And we're just going to stay here. Make any adjustments you need to your position to see if you can get your right arm down as well. Relaxing into the back of your neck. We're going to take one breath in and out. And then exhale, release, unfold, and coming all the way up. So push yourself up, and you're going to swing your feet all the way around to the other side. Lie on your side, stretching your legs out. Create a little pillow with your arm, light on the fingertips. Double check your stacking. Bottom obliques connected. And on your breath, both legs come up. Still thinking of energy through your crown and energy through your toes. We're going to take 2 more. Keeping the hips open, keeping the knees extended. One more time. Lift up and hold it here. And now the top leg. So finding the connections into the gluteus medius, into the obliques. Those are part of the lateral lines. But can you keep the front of the pelvis open? Can you keep a connection into the abdominals? Can you keep a connection into the quadriceps so that the knees don't bend? One more time. Lift. And release. Hold it. Next chest balance. Bringing the arm up. Take a breath in. And exhale. Everything comes down. Bend your knees. Remember to split your feet. Bring yourself up onto your forearm. Get a nice and comfortable placement for yourself. And then the left arm reaches back. Inhale. And exhale. Moving towards thread the needle. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. One more time. And threading through. This time we're going to stay here. Make the adjustments you need. Resting your arms, relaxing into your neck. Nice, easy inhale. And on your breath out, just unfold. Bringing it all the way up. And this time, turn onto your stomach. We don't need to sit up. Coming all the way over. Placing your right hand underneath your head. Bending the left knee. Now, before you grab onto it, make sure that you adjust your leg position so it feels okay for your kneecap. And then reach back to grab onto your foot or your ankle or your pants. And then center your head, level out your shoulders and your pelvis, and start to do a little bit of squeeze into the bum cheeks. So this is going to be quite a strong stretch down the front of the thigh in the quadriceps. So staying here, breathing. And then take your time as you release your leg back. Switch over to the other side. And then make the adjustments you need. It might be quite a different stretch on the right side in comparison to the left. So don't force it into the same shape. So center your head, your shoulders, your pelvis. And we do a little bit of squeeze with the bum cheeks. Finding that lovely stretch down the thigh. And then slowly release. And then bring your hands to either side of you, ready to come into a baby cobra. So legs are slightly separated. Activate gluteals. Hover the tip of your nose. And remember to create space before we go anywhere. Start by lifting your eyeline up, and then just float up through your chest. Stay here for a second, make sure that your two bottom ribs are on the floor, and then feel a connection to the back of your body. So you feel a squeeze between your shoulder blades, and then releasing gently down. And we're going to go again, lifting eyeline, coming up into a little baby cobra, but this time I want you to now shift your focus to the front of your body and think about opening up across the chest. Take a breath in, sending your heart forward, and releasing gently down. And we go again. As you come up, you are opening the front line of your body. Take a little breath in and release. Now we're going to do a little bit of an add-on here. So lifting up into a baby cobra, and I want you to pause for a moment. Bend your right knee. So now you're getting a stretch down the front of the quadriceps. You are pointing your toes, so now you are opening the entire front line. And then stretch your leg out as you lower your head and shoulders down. Stay there. Just your body comes up into a baby cobra. Guys, if your lower back is hurting, then don't come up so high. Now you're going to bend the left leg. Keep pointing the toes. If you're cramping, then feel free to flex. Opening the front line of the body, and then everything comes down at the same time. And one more time, lift up into a baby cobra. Now, if it feels okay for you, why don't you bend both your knees, full opening of the front line. Take a breath in, and exhale, releasing all the way down, nicely down. Let your elbows poke up. Press up onto your hands and knees. And then settle back into a resting position, just so you've got an opportunity to soften and release now the back muscles that have just been working. Put your arms and your head wherever feels good. We're just going to stay here for 5 breaths in and out. And one more breath in and out. Start to walk your hands forward. Bring yourself up onto all fours. And we're going to take a moment to stabilize ourselves here. So stretch one leg backwards, tucking the toes under. Stay here for a moment and close your eyes, and just become aware of the active engagement of the front of your shin and your thigh muscles. So you're already switching on the superficial front line, and then bring that awareness up to the abdominals. And even though we're not rounding the spine, your abdominals are now going to be splinting from the front. And then if you keep your head in line with your spine, you're going to feel activity along the front of your neck. Push into your hands and now see if you can stretch the other leg back to join. And hold in your plank position. So once again, this is about finding balance between the front and the back of the body. But because we've got gravity pushing down on us, the whole front line, the whole superficial front line is very active right now. Staying here for 3, 2, One, bring one knee in, bring the other knee in, stay here, and let's get ready for a cat stretch. Rounding your spine up towards the sky. And as you push away from your hands, you're going to feel a lovely stretch along your back. And then start lengthening the spine. And I'm leaving the choice to you to either go to neutral or to move towards extension. It's up to you. And again, using your breath. And lengthen. And we're going to do 3 more full cat stretch like this. And bring your awareness once again to the front line of your body. Notice how your abdominals are active. Even when you do extension, they're still engaging, right? Even though they're lengthening. And what's really lovely about this cat stretch movement is that your head is moving with you. So you can bring your awareness to those neck flexor muscles as well, not just the abs. One more time. And then we're going to return just to neutral, reaching the right arm to the side. Let's come into a little bit of a thread the needle. So settling your head here. You can slide the arm out, and this is just a lovely way to take the pressure off your wrists first of all, but to also get a little bit of a release around your neck. So oftentimes if you're tight around the shoulders, the back of the neck is going to feel tight, but you might also feel a little bit of a stretch along the front of the neck as well. Slide your left hand in. Press all the way up and reach out to the side and placing your right hand down. Left arm out to the side, coming in to thread the needle on the other side. Support your head on a block or a cushion if you need. And then if you want to, slide the right arm forward. And then once again, just get that stretch through the neck, the upper back, the shoulders. And then slide your right hand in, pressing all the way up, and we reach out to the side, and then bringing the hand down. From here, do one cat stretch. Sit your hips back halfway. Push up onto the tips of the fingers. So you really have a strong sense of the abdominal muscles connecting here. And then start rolling upright, reaching your fingertips all the way up. And drawing a big circle around and back with your arms. So now from here, you're going to keep your abdominal muscles connected and you're going to keep your spine lengthened. But as you bring your hips back towards your heels, reach forward and actually let your body hinge forward. So you can feel that there's very little loading around the knees right now. And then press back up and bring your body upright. So as you sit back, letting your body hinge forward. So the fact is you are going to feel a little bit of a pull around the thighs here, okay? And then press up, but it shouldn't feel like there's too much weight loading because you're bringing the rest of your body weight forward. So we sit back, counterbalance by reaching with the arms, and press up. We're going to do one more time like this. So we're just slowly going to be highlighting the connections again into that superficial front line. And then pressing all the way up. Now listen, if that felt like the right exercise for you, you're going to keep doing that. If you would like to challenge, why don't you bring your body weight backwards with you as you sit back? Now you might not be able to go back as far, and then bring it all the way up. Can you notice how that actually loads onto the muscles all the way down the front of the thighs? And it's purely because you actually brought your body weight back. So this is the highlighting the tensioning on that superficial front line. Keep hinging your body forward if it's too much, and feel free to adjust the placement of your knees if you need. Or one more. And coming all the way upright. Now, we're going to add on another piece of information. So let your body hinge back. Feel free to lean forward if you need to. Bring your hands to your heart, and then scoop so that you round your spine. You have shortened the abdominals. Can you feel the tension on the thighs? And lift up and hold. Sit back. You can lean forward if you need. Hands to heart. Scoop. Reach. And you can let your hands come down. Sit back. Reach. Hands to heart. Round the spine. Yes. And lift. Allow the hands to float down. This is the last one. Here we go. Reach. Sitting back. Hands to heart. Scoop. Lift up. And relaxing all the way back. It's quite intense on those thighs, right? We're going to sweep the arms back. Bring them all the way up. Round the spine and cascade over. Abdominals, abdominals, abdominals. Placing the fingertips. And then just walking the hands forward. And lengthening the spine. Nicely done. Now, stretching the right leg back. Balance out your pelvis and your shoulders. And then just lift that leg up. Flex your foot, so we switched on the front line. And now we're going to be bending that knee without dropping the thigh and stretching it out. And again, as you bend the knee, you're getting stretch in the quadriceps and release. So that as you get a stretch in the quadriceps, can you feel how much more you're going to use the lower abdominals in order to stabilize the pelvis? So it's the same principle of tensioning that we were looking at now. Last one. And release. Balance here. Walk the left fingertips forward and see if you can pick up that left arm. Keep breathing. We are finding balance between the front and the back lines of the body. Point your toes and bring the hand and the knee all the way in. Good. Sliding left leg back. Pick that leg up and hold it there. Flex your foot. And now, bending the knee and extending the knee. So, we've already done a few stretches for the quadriceps here. And so as you do this bending and stretching of the leg, it should feel like you've got a fair amount of range. But if it doesn't feel good on the knee, then please rather keep it small, don't force it. And if you need to actually change the position that you're bending your knee in, that's absolutely fine as well. We're going to do one more time. Notice when you stretch the thigh that it puts tension onto the rest of the front line. And hold it there. Walk the right fingertips forward. Pick that arm up and you balance. Holding it here. Keep breathing, finding balance. And then point the toes and bringing the hand and the knee all the way back in. Tuck your toes under, spreading your fingers out. We're going to move into a downward facing dog. So lifting the knees up and back. And then keeping the knees bent, just start to pedal the heels down so we can get a little bit of release into the back of the leg now. Getting a little stretch through the Achilles tendons. And then press both heels down. Remember that you can bend the knees if you need to. Keep reaching your sacrum up and away from you, softening into the back of the neck if you can. We're just going to take one more breath in and out. And then exhale, lower both knees down towards the ground and releasing the feet all the way out. So you're going to bring both your knees over toward and feet over towards your left side, holding onto the ankle. Bringing the arm up and over for a second. And then releasing all the way out. Now just make sure you're in a comfortable seated position right here. So this is actually for the arm line, but what it does is it helps to release the sternocleidomastoid. So take your right hand, and you're going to just scoop your hand in towards you, and then press it away with the palm facing up. And then release, you scoop in, press it away. Let's do that one more time, scoop in, press it away. And now with that arm movement, we're going to turn our head the other way. So it scoops in, and then we look away. So that's coming into the neck, and release. Scoop in, let's do two more. One more. Lovely neural gliding action. And relax. So now, pivoting over to the other side, holding onto your ankle. Let's do a little bit of a lateral flexion first. This is just going to help us open up the side of your body to make sure that we're sitting comfortably here. And then releasing all the way up. Let's just practice with the arm first. So in, scoop, and away. In, scoop, away. Good, 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 good. And now let's add that turning of the head. So as you scoop your arm away, you turn and look the opposite direction. Release. So make it as smooth as possible. Two more. One more. And release. Nicely done. Turn to sit on your bum cheeks. Once again, come towards the front edge of your mat. Arms extended out. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale. Let's roll all the way down. And we're not going to rest there. We're going to reach the arms overhead. Nice big circle. Lift your head up. So hopefully your head doesn't feel too heavy because you've just done that lovely neural glide. And lift up nice and tall. Now stay there. Extend the left leg on the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, draw back. Reach. Open your arms. Curl forward. And lift up tall. Switch legs. Roll back. Open the arms to the back, circle them around. Exhale. Lifting up tall. Stretch both legs out. Take a breath. Exhale, draw the tail under. Guys, if you need to put any support under your backs, go for it. If you need to hold one hand under your head to help you at any point, go for it. Exhale. Lift up tall. Flex your feet. Exhale, draw the tail under. Notice how all these different leg and foot positions are loading your front line in different ways. Lift up tall. Now here's the nasty one. I want you to hold the right leg up a little bit. Exhale. If it's too much on your back, then please put that leg down. Circle. Lift up. Yes. Switch legs. All preparation for a wonderful exercise called the teaser. Exhale. Oh, you know what's coming. And roll back. Now I'm deliberately flexing my feet, guys, because it's going to help me keep my front line connected. Lift up. And would you like to challenge yourself just by straightening the legs? We're not going to go anywhere. We're sitting. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Place your feet down and relax it all the way over. Woo! Really, really nicely done. That can really pull into the back because of all that leg and hip work. So, still sitting at the front of your mat. Put your hands to the front of your knees. Balance yourself. And then let's do a little massage of the spine, just rolling. So our arms are helping us hold this position here, but please keep the awareness of the abdominal connection and the release of the back. One more time. And balance. Placing your feet onto the ground. I want you to come up into a standing position. And this is just for finishing. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Big toes level. Let your arms relax. You can lift your chin so you're looking forward. And then either soften your gaze or close your eyes completely. And then start to just sway your body weight forwards and backwards. And do you notice when you come forwards that the back of your body steps in to hold you upright? And do you notice when you shift your body weight backwards that there's oftentimes a tightening of the thigh muscles and the abdominals? So the front line of the body steps in to stop you from falling backwards. And then center yourself, finding balance between the front and the back bodies. Inhale to grow tall. Keep your eyes closed if you wish. And then nod your chin and just start peeling through your spine. Heavy arms, heavy head. Taking it as deep as your flexibility and your joints allow. Relax at the bottom for a moment. Take another inhale. And then exhale, and as you come upright, feel that lift, the opening, the upward sensation of the front of your body. Blink your eyes open and give everything a little bit of a shake. Nicely done, guys.
Thanks.